Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Credit is king. It changes your life, and we can attest to that because that's what we do is financing for a living now. I've done it for 29 years.
Oh, my God. We read so many credit reports, Don. It's unbelievable.
So you need a good back of the, this is great information that you won't usually get, and we know George. So why don't we start off with the process?
With Prime National, it's a little different than a lot of them that are out there. We've created a proprietary software that does our submissions for us. So it's increased to expedite and cut the time down and also brought the cost way down. So the process is simple. We acquire a credit report either for free online or from yourselves. Mm-hmm. And we analyze that. We come up with the negative items, collections, 30 days, and we go after everything immediately. That's what really shortens our time frame. It's not like we work on 3 or 4 or 5 things a month. And if you got 30, it's going to take 6 months to a year. Our average turn time right now is under 40 days. And then it stretches out a little bit if you're doing a mortgage with disputes and things like that. Maybe, Gino, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so here's the idea, right? Everybody, or I'm not going to say everybody, but unfortunately what people think is that years of bad credit can be erased in 30 days by going to George. That's not true. It doesn't work that way.
There'd be even a bigger line out for your business, huh?
Yeah, that'd be great if it was. I mean, like we said, it's not the credit
I wouldn't be
reset.
here right now.
The line starts here.
Yeah.
So it's a process. So what I find is that by educating those that need credit assistance, we'll call it, the best way to do it is to start to work with George and know that there's passes, right? What do we call them? We call them passes. Like the first time you send in the letters and get a lot of disputes, your score will go up. You get the first pass. And I think you guys do 2 passes to make sure you get everything.
Yeah, right? To clarify, we do 2 passes on it. And then I do a lot of consultation with the client. I supply letters and, give advice on the things that they can do that we're going to talk about here in a minute to continue. Because it's the repair, and then you got to renew.
Right.
And reestablish, and it's really the repair process is only less than 90 days for us to be completely done with what we do. But then you're looking at 12 months.
Yep.
We've been working for a while, and look what's happened.
Yeah, so I'll give you guys an exact timeline of the way I think if you're going to do this for a mortgage, this is the way it looks. You work with George. You start with something, let's call it a 580 FICO, for argument's sake. And you and George do a couple passes. You get through the 90-day process, and fantastic. You went from 580 to 672. Great. Does that mean you can get a mortgage now because you have a 672 FICO? No. And the reason is because we in the mortgage world are very stringent, and we're up to speed on how credit repair works. So we're going to look at the report and say, oh, well, you disputed everything so that the FICO models can't read it, and you're tricking the system into giving you a better score. And we're like, yeah. So, but the idea is that not everybody's as eloquent or as detail-oriented as the mortgage world. So what that gives you the ability to do is to go get a little credit card, to go get a car financed, to get something so that now you can start to rebuild great credit. And then 6 months after that, once you have
sustainable credit.
Sustainable credit.
There you go.
Now 6 months after that, what you do is you now got a couple of nice trade lines, maybe 2 credit cards and a car, which is kind of the best setup you could possibly get, right? Mm-hmm. 2 credit cards and a car. And then you pull all the disputes off, and surprise, lo and behold, the credit score holds because now you've got good credit. And always we look at most recent credit. So I would say if you're looking to do this to buy a house, you're probably looking at something between 6 months and a year for full rebuild of a credit history.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the process from there is simple. I mean, I have a 24-hour turn time with my transaction coordinator to work up the credit report, to submit it to Prime National in Glendale. They have a 5-day turn time to prepare everything for the bureaus, which gives the client 5 days to prepare their package, which is very simple. It's just a copy of 3 items and a check for the cost of the repair. They mail that in, we send it out, and the bureaus have 30 days to respond to those disputes. So we had a couple days mail time on there, and we're right around 40 days. So it's very simple for the client.
All right.
So George, I have no problem telling people that I'm a success story for your company. I think I ended up over 120 or 130 points up in a year. I was able to do everything I wanted, bought a car, got credit cards, bought a house. Total success story. Everything worked the way we wanted it to, but it takes a little bit of time. You can't rebuild the massacre that we went through in our industry in the 07, 08.
And the one thing Gino did, too, is he was very diligent when we got done. We had a plan.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, oh, here you go, here's, the repair. You were very diligent over time of continuing to do more things to increase that credit score.
I still have a couple little things that I want to work on, and it's just because it became less important because now I can do everything I want where I'm at. But like Don loves to say is everyone has credit and they want better credit. So just because I have a 700 FICO and I could do what I want doesn't mean I don't want a 760.
There we go.
That's life, right? They get a smaller house, they want a bigger house.
So that's why they need to talk to you. Again, we're here with George Hartmann with Prime National Credit Repair, a good friend of ours, credit repair specialist. Let's talk about cost now, because a lot of you out there are going, well, how much does this cost? And I've heard horror stories about somebody paying up front and not getting anything in response, and that's why we work with George, because there is a process behind it, and it's very affordable.
Yeah, you know, it really is. And with our affiliation with you guys and you know, other referral sources, the cost is $595. Now,
Wow.
we have a sliding scale, and we'll let them know, and we let you guys know what the actual cost is. It could be $795, $995, depends on the number of items that we dispute, and then we discount that based on our referral relationship that we have to make sure the client is, you know, at $595 to be able to have 2 runs on your credit. I mean, it's very affordable.
But what's
very
the high
efficient.
end of that? I think it's like $15.95 is the highest.
$14.95 is the highest. Yeah.
$14.95. So even in the worst case scenario, I mean, if your credit's gone to war and back, you're looking at $14.95.
Which happened to a lot of us.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you know, let's be real about this. The reality is, we just came out of the second largest recession this country's ever seen. So there's a lot of work to be done on credit reports, and the companies did a horrible job of reporting. I mean, it's atrocious what credit companies get reported. A lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and those are you know, those are all the things we know what to do. It's not just about writing dispute letters, you know, to the bureaus. There's a lot more that goes into it, and after 17 years of doing it, you know, they know how to do it the correct way to get the best results.
Well, we only have a little bit of time left. One of the other things we have to hit is a lot of you out there, why you need to talk to a credit repair specialist. A lot of you are going to think, it'll just fall off my credit report. and unlike now, Gino's and my hair does that, but your credit will not. So, and that's a fallacy too.
Yeah, it's always about being proactive. You know, there's nobody sitting on the other end of the fence going, oh, yeah, you know, Gino's at 7 years on this particular debt, and they're going to go ahead and do the deal. You want to make sure that you're proactive, running that credit report every year, and then being proactive with those things that are at the time level, because they won't just happen to fall off.
No doubt. All right, if you want to reach out to a real professional, someone that we trust, who's done a great job for a lot of our clients, and he's accountable to us more as a friend than just as a credit repair specialist. George Hartmann with Prime National Credit Repair. How can they get a hold of you again?
You know, the best way, again, is creditrepairin30.com. Creditrepairin30.com. There's free consultation. Enter your info. I'll call you right back.
I like how simple you guys make it. Basically, they get a free credit report. They send it to you with a couple items and a check, and away they go to better credit.
That's it.
All right, and it's a great feeling about getting better credit, and it's going to change your life because everything revolves around your credit these days, including potentially your job.
That's right. It's
yeah.
unbelievable, guys. I mean, we could do a whole nother show about that, but the amount of people being turned down for work based on what's on their credit, it's amazing.
All right. Thanks again for being here, George.
Always good.
Always good to have you back. And don't go away. We have one of our other favorite professionals, Miss Lisa Odom. She's our trust attorney specialist who actually is working with Gino and I on a lot of stuff that you're going to want to hear from, because another person that can completely change and protect your life. So don't go away.